All right, woohoo! Today is very heavy. All those who are highly sensitive, who are feeling this energy, we're connected to higher consciousness. You're not alone, okay? So cry it out, release, put that out there. You know, it's okay to cry. It's okay to, just continue going, okay? All right. The other messages talks about follow your heart, right? Use, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to have empathy. Don't let anybody take that away from you, okay? That's literally, it's a gift, okay? It's a gift in a world like this. It's a gift. And also, when people don't have that strong mentality, that strong mind, that resilience, that discernment, that, knowing that they don't know everything, going through the ego death and not being egocentric and literally having, learning to unlearn, like unlearning to relearn, to set themselves free in the mind so they're not controlled by evil spirits or not, manipulated or tempted by evil, literally Satan trying to control their life and trying to, because he's jealous or envious of your life or whatever it is that you're meant to be doing, whatever God gives or anything that has given to you. It's like, and literally Jesus is the proof of that. Like, that is the lesson for all of us to learn, like how evil and conniving this, and how can it manipulate and control people to do horrible things, and how Jesus literally still forgive them. And that's our job too. We have to forgive. Not necessarily we need to be, in contact with that person or whoever it is that's doing us wrong, or whoever is literally trying to crucify us in the cross right now, right? Who deny to that they really know us and talking crack about us, right? So that they can get some bucks, or that they can get some recognition, or that they can be accepted in their community, their covenant, or whatever. Okay? Forgiveness is for you. All right? All right, so the message here is job 26 plus 27. I don't know, they wanted me to post this exactly on the full moon, so it's going to be already posted message. It's gonna be pre-posted. Yeah, guys, so there's everything that you need to know is in the description below. The blog that is related to this, to Easter, and to about the IPCC report that I'm also giving you details that I read, literally not alone, with the help of angels and ancestors, because it was really detailed, okay? But hopefully that helps you. But this has to be related to that. This is why they wanted me to post this on the, literally schedule it to post it on this, but film it on another day. Okay. So Job replies, God's majesty is unsearchable. Okay. So for some reason, I don't know why, the whole 26 jobs. Okay. So yeah, they want me to read it. And what is it about? Okay. So jobs 26. This could be resonant for some of you it doesn't, but it has to feel related for sure to the other messages. So that's how God works. Numbers, synchronicities, yeah. And also we're in this week of him helping us to, you do forgiveness, but also I feel like God is something that he's been working on this, because he's very merciful, he's very forgiving, he's very loving, and also he knows the people's heart before they can even speak, and also he's using us to be able to use our communication so that we can also build a better communication with him, instead of like, even though let's say you think that he already knows what's in your heart, and that's what you think that is, you shouldn't be talking about it, like some people, if you're praying and stuff like that, if you're just praying and praying, but you're not really speaking or saying or using manifestations for good, okay, then it's not necessarily, you don't have that link or the relationship with him yet. So that's why a lot of things don't really manifest or happen in not fast enough, but happen in the right time. That's where there's delays, and that there's things that happen, or it could be that he puts you into a certain situation for you to learn a karmic lesson or something, for you to understand that there's a relationship that it needs to be, that bond that needs to be built. Okay. I don't know why I felt like saying that, but yeah. Okay. So 26. How you have helped him who has no power? How you have saved the arm that has no strength? How you have counseled him who has no wisdom, and plentifully declare sound knowledge? With whose help have you uttered words, and whose breath has come out from you? The dead tremble under the waters and their inhabitants. Sheol is naked before God, and Abaddon has no covering. He stretches out the north over the void and hangs the earth on nothing. Okay, so let me see what they're trying to speak here. So I wrote it out here. Okay, so basically Job says the power of God, place of wisdom, and path of integrity. Up until now, the dialogue between Job and his three friends has followed a pattern in which each speech by Job is followed by responses from the friends in a particular order. Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. After 2 full cycles of the dialogue, it appears that Job is tired of the repetitive nature of his friends' responses. He signaled the end of the dialogue by cutting Bildad's third response short and refusing to allow any third speech from Zophar. Job concludes with a lengthy monologue in which he takes up several themes. The friends' presumed knowledge does not necessarily promote justice, nor take into consideration the mystery of God's ways. Job cannot agree that his suffering reveals wickedness, and he wishes that those who oppose him will be cut off along with the wicked. Job describes the value, mystery, and the place of wisdom. He longs for the past, laments the present, and finishes with a plea that the true character of his life will be revealed and will be properly judged. So I feel like a lot of us, this screams greenwashing, sustainability, and this thing that they are pretending we're tired of talking about the same thing or hearing the same thing about them, but they're not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is something like it's literally speaking about that. Like there's still, it's like something goes from one ear and it goes to the other ear, right? So I feel like the talking about this thing about empathy and stuff like that is something that we all have to kind of embrace within ourselves, right? Yeah. 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 So it's like the more we talk about these things, it feels like a lot of people think it's just like a mystery or like an illusion or something like that, because they make it that way and they make us look back, or they say, oh, these are conspiracy theories, oh, these people and they're hugging trees, they use the reverse psychology by literally belittling us, speaking the truth and talking about these things, right? Yeah, which makes it even more difficult, this type of situation. And again, like Jesus was hated. They didn't want him to talk about this thing. They didn't want him to tell the truth and talk about this and heal people and work with people and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I'm here literally don't give up, okay? Continue what it is that you're meant to be doing, okay? How have you helped, saved, and counseled? The presumed theological correctness of Bildad and the other 2 friends rings hollow. In the defense of God, they have not helped the poor and needy. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Like perhaps they're saying that they're helping people and they're doing all these things, that they're changing and they're using their sustainability, stuff like that, but they're not doing anything. You don't have facts or anything that says that. You have nothing that it can, sustain that. And we're still dealing with climate change like it's getting worse when it's supposed to be getting better, right? So it says it here. They have not helped the poor and needy. In fact, they have wrongly accused Job, who has been the the protector of the poor and needy. Nor have they understood the potentially disastrous consequences of their sound knowledge. That is, their firm belief that people are poor as a result of their own sin. So this is really speaking about equity and sustainability and circular economy, right? Like how these people are blaming and creating all these situations that poor people have to go through but they're not helping anybody. They're only helping themselves. That's what they're pushing the actual taking climate action until 2030 is just that they can continue hoarding. And then they continue doing what this is supposed to be right now. Earth and time doesn't wait for nobody. What's happening in the planet and all this situation, while us not changing, it's not waiting for nobody. Right? It feels like that movie, the Looking Up or whatever with Leonardo DiCaprio. I still only saw halfway. I couldn't see the whole thing. I just cannot. It's too real for me. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts too, because it's something that all scientist people have been doing, trying to put it out there, make it understandable, and they still don't listen. They look at, oh, the Oscar, Will Smith, and holy, what the fuck? Job asked his friends to examine whose help and whose breath has been behind their words, so that they won't wrongly assume that they have spoken on God's behalf. This is what we're talking about. It's related to that scripture. They're talking about, not only listening, only reading and going into the religion of like, oh, just the Torah, that's just my religion. No, I'm telling you, the Jewish religion, you need to look at other religions, because your religion is not the righteous one. I'm just putting it out there. Same thing with Christianity, same thing with Muslims, same thing with all of y'all. It's not just one. It's not just yours that is the right one. All of them they have different messages for us to learn. Okay? That's the decolonization and deprogramming of religion that needs to be fucking eradicated. Thanks, guys. I'm just reading the notes that I have on the Bible studies that I've done, but you can just read the Job 26, okay? Because I just want to read you from the studies that I did. Okay, so from Job 26 to the 5 to the 10, the state of realm of the dead is not visible to humanity. It is under the waters, right? But it's naked and has no covering before God. Likewise, other things might be hidden. The heavens appear perched over the void, and the earth appears to hang on nothing. It is God who has set the limits for all of these things. Okay? There's a limit, there's a threshold, there's a capacity, all of this has a limit. And right now, when we're talking about crossing boundaries, like we're crossing boundaries that we weren't meant to be crossing. We're doing things that we were not meant to be doing, thinking that, all these people thinking that they're like God-like kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? And God is going to show you all that, no. Now, the 26:11 to the 14. The world reveals God's power and understanding as the one who created and governs everything. So all this government, cooperation, system, and all that crap, it's like, it's going to crumble. It's going to be blah, blah, blah. There's only one God. All these religions, I am sorry to burst your bubble. There's only one God. Yes, these ones, each of these ascended masters that has happened into different religions and different cultures. Yes, these are a way for you to connect with higher consciousness, right? To Christ, to God, to the omnipresent, to something much higher than ourselves and here, okay? This is to help you in your own particular way how to connect. But they're not the righteous one. They're not all the perfect one, okay? Keep that in mind. You need to have that duality mindset, and it's a learning process, okay? Just like forgiveness, just like integrity, just like duality is and oneness It needs to be understood, right? How then can anyone who merely hears the thunder of his power claims to understand it? That too, I don't understand it sometimes, and I'm not supposed to. Some of us are not supposed to know everything, because that's how God works. He doesn't want you to know everything, because certain things he doesn't want you to speak about or to know yet, because you're not there yet, you know? That too, we don't know everything. We don't. That too is like, it's a learning experience, a lot of forgiveness, and you know, if you're being ignorant or have done something, you know, you have to hold accountability and know that like, okay, perhaps I said certain things that I shouldn't have said, you know, or things that I've written or something like that. That's something that I literally check myself. It's like, you know, I don't know, when I was ignorant, I felt like, I don't know, there was something related to, I was thinking that perhaps what's happening in the world is something that we have kind of like, that we have to blame ourselves or something like that, or and that's something that it took me a while to realize, like, no, you can't blame yourself, you can't blame what situation or things that are like, no, this is much deeper, you know, and more chaotic than we actually like to even realize, right? So that's it. We're learning in Earth School, guys. So try not to judge yourself or compare yourself, but do take responsibility and accountability when you know you're not right, or you're not, you know, there's stuff that you need to work on. Okay, so job 27, Job again took his discourse and said, as God lives, who has taken away my right, and the Almighty, who has made my soul bitter, as long as my breath is in me and the Spirit of God is in my nostrils, my lips will not speak falsehood, and my tongue will not utter deceit. So this talks about, you know, using integrity, you know, fighting for empathy and integrity, not lying, not deceiving yourself, because when you're lying, you're deceiving yourself, you know. Doing things, lying about other people also, that too is like, that's something that it has its own karmic lesson. Okay, so my note, I put Job 27-6. By saying that he will not hold fast to his integrity, Job echoes to the Lord's description of him in the prologue. So yeah, these two, it really talks about really how we have to have integrity, because when you don't have integrity, you don't have nothing. And when you live a world like, you normalize being fake and lying and faking and honestly being like trying to corrupt someone's integrity, because it eradicates your demons too, because integrity is a light, right? Too, you know, it's our light too. Okay, kindness is our light, empathy is our light, compassion, forgiveness is our light, you know. So when you have someone that is trying to corrupt that, or you yourself trying to do stuff to get validation from society or from other people or something like that, like, you really are you're just cursing yourself, you're just jeopardizing your own path, you know what I'm saying? So Job 27, from the 7 to the 8, if Job is right to maintain his integrity, when you go, so you see the 2 to the 6, then his adversary should be considered as the wicked and unrighteous. There is no hope for the wicked when God cuts him off. Remember that. There is no hope for the wicked when God cuts him off. And there will be a lot of cutting off this year. I'm telling you. There's shifts. Things are happening, and already happening in the spiritual realm. It's going to be manifesting here. You just have to continue having faith and trusting, okay? 27:11. Eliphaz claimed to speak for God in correcting Job. Job in turn declared that he received revelation from God that he could not deny. Now he says that he will not conceal the thoughts of the Almighty. So I feel like there's something like some people are saying like they're hearing from God or something like that or whatever. And I feel like God uses people in different type of ways. Like there's some people that get some type of messages, other gets similar messages, other gets, and then that too, there's a lot of people that have to use discernment, because there's other people who use divination or use the Lord names in vain, and or use Jesus scriptures and stuff like that in stories and try to twist it on their own for their own benefit and gains. That's what we learn from what happened to Jesus, right, with the Jews, right? And I feel like this is something that, because they don't take accountability for their action, this is something that they have passed down to generation to generation. This is the generational curse, right? Not taking accountability, not doing the right thing. That's what we're dealing with, climate change, right? That's what we're dealing with, corporation and literally demonic spiritual attack all the time. Thank you, angels. So Job 27 to the 13. If Job's integrity is actually what is true with God, then Job's friends ought to consider whether they are the ones who stand in danger of the judgment that they have described. So a lot of people say that they think that they're not going to be judged, that they're gonna, but God sees everything. God sees anything that we are not able to see, and those people who lack integrity are lying about you and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about that. God sees and has his own journal, his own writing notes about all the things that they're doing, and they think they're not going to be caught. They think they're not going to get caught, but they are. They are. Okay? All right. That's what I have for you guys. I think that's it. Yeah. Basically, it's that. It's like when you follow your heart, when you follow God, it's like empathy, compassion, and all of these things, beautiful things, the inner peace just follows you around, okay? And that too, when you carry that, when you follow your heart, and you use you use discernment, you follow your intuition, you have empathy for yourself, for others, and your planet. You literally are so highly connected that you don't have time to speak ill about other people. You don't have time to lie about other people. You don't have time, because that too is like people who lie and stuff like that, they have to keep on lying. They have to remember their lies, and some of them don't remember their lies. That's why they get caught, because there are too many. Okay? And that too is like, you don't need to worry about those things. Like, let go and let God. Don't let continue having your integrity, continue being empathetic, continue being the beacon of light that we all need in this planet. Okay? Don't let nobody derail you from that. Okay? I love you guys. Happy Easter. Happy Passover, happy Ramadan, happy whatever it is, the holiday that you celebrate today. And if you don't celebrate any holiday, that's okay too. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure that remember that you're a spirit here. We are a spirit having a human experience here, okay? And protect your spirit, protect your energy, especially right now. Just bring straight up. This is a very difficult time where during this time, the future, present, and past are intertwined, okay? You also are dealing with the conjunction of two planets, right? That they're still roaming around. We also have the full moon and Libra, right? That is happening on the 16th on Saturday, okay? So make sure that you're writing things that you need to release, okay? Things that I wouldn't suggest to manifest during this time, because there's a lot of revelation things that are being revealed, to be released, to be healed, to be worked on, okay? So manifesting really during this time, that's for evildoers and wicked people, okay? I'm not with that stuff. That's not my thing, okay? What I suggest is really work on that inner childhood wound, have some meditation, pray, pray for children, pray for those who are dealing with war, pray for those who are dealing with spiritual warfare, pray for your family, for your finances, pray for, some of us have to pray for our enemies too, do some yoga, some Pilates, do something a little bit different, paint, do some creativity. You know, that's exactly what I'm just putting it out there. It's like, keep your high vibration, okay, at all times, because literally the devil is pissed, okay? Pissed. Because we're here to change things. We're here to shift things. And we're gonna put him back into the fucking pit to burn in hell, where he belongs, with all his demonic minions and his little agents. Okay? But that you need to restore. You need to recharge. Okay? You need to strengthen that spiritual practices, whatever spiritual practices that helps you, that helps you connect to higher sources. Okay? Because there is an omnipresence, a higher than your own self, that literally takes care of you. Okay? And make sure that you're saying thank you, and then you're connecting to yourself, connecting to your ancestors. It will be nice to connect with your ancestors so that you can understand what really happened during this time, because it's literally, it's all collide. Okay, it's all combined. And those who understand this type of energy, this magic, beautiful energy, can also understand that there is a shadow, dark shadow, that needs to be alchemized and literally turn into a positive outcome. Okay? So this is another thing where it needs to be released. Any wounds, any past resentment, any judgment, any comparison, any jealousy and envy, like all this stuff, like release that. It does not serve you, because it does block your manifestations. Okay? It blocks your blessings. It blocks your connection with the higher ups. It blocks that connection that you have with your ancestors. Okay? Keep that energy of doing good for yourself, for others, and your planet at all times. Okay? It really does matter. I'm sending you so much love. Okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.